Now let's get on to the tax bill itself. First, for my wardrobe today, I have to thank Owen Brennan and Justin Folk, who are the guys. They're the guys doing the Dennis Prager and Adam Carolla movie, No Safe Spaces, which is a lot of fun. It's going to be great when it comes out. They gave me this shirt. It says, "Keep calm and cut taxes." Keep calm and cut taxes. And both sides of that are important. It's playing on the old British slogan, keep calm and carry on, Both sides are important. The left is losing its collective mind over tax reform. Larry Summers is claiming, I kid you not, that 10,000 people will die because of reforming taxes. Talking heads have compared allowing people to keep more of their own money to rape. Comedian Patton Oswalt wrote, quote, "Is there any going back after this tax bill scam to America? Does it matter now if Trump is impeached? There's no America now, not the one we knew. I'm sorry, I'm feeling real despair this morning." I'm sure he is. Leftist blogger Bill Palmer shrieked, quote, "Millions of Americans died tonight." They died. Now, you might not have seen that on the news because it didn't happen, but they died. Quote, "So did the careers of every one of those psychotic, drooling animals in the Republican Party who voted for it. This was mass murder." Keep calm. Keep calm. Shh, it's okay. Shh, baby, it's okay. Letting people keep more of their own money is not mass murder. It's going to be fine. Lindsey Graham laid it out pretty frankly. He said Republicans have to do this. If Republicans cannot come together and unite on reforming the tax code, lowering rates and reforming the code, they might as well fold up as a party, which does make some sense. If you can't convince a bunch of Republicans to cut taxes, there isn't a Republican Party anymore. So what does the bill actually do? The bill lowers and simplifies income tax rates, doubles the standard deduction, doubles the child tax credit. It preserves the adoption tax credit, which is good. It's a good bit of pro-life wiggling in the federal government. A median income family of four sees a reduction of $2,200 per year. So Democrats are going to shriek that it's only the rich who benefit from this. First of all, half the country doesn't pay any taxes, so the rich probably should benefit from this. But the median income earner with a family of four gets over $2,000 per year in tax deduction, which is a great thing. More importantly, it lowers the corporate tax rate to 20%. This does matter. People are going to try to convince you that it doesn't matter because some gigantic companies keep a lot of cash overseas and they pay very little in taxes. But a lot of businesses in this country do pay taxes, especially in sectors like energy, finance, retail. Home Depot pays a very high effective tax rate. Cable companies, waste management, fast food. There are a lot of areas of American industry that do pay taxes. This is going to bolster them. It also repeals the Obamacare mandate. This is one of the best parts. It's great. Maybe we can get some money from corporations overseas. Maybe we can stimulate job growth. But this bill repeals the Obamacare mandate, the federal penalty that requires Americans, for the first time ever, to purchase a good from a private company. Totally antithetical to American liberty. Now that it's passed the difficult hurdle, which is the Senate, it seems likely to end up in the final bill. This is great news. Now, for the sort of bad news. The Senate tax plan is predicted to increase the U.S. deficit by $1 trillion to $1.4 trillion over the next decade. I say this sort of bad news because this is from the CBO and the Joint Committee on Taxation. These sorts of predictions are usually off. They're usually hyperbolic. The growth prediction at the root here is just 0.8% economic growth. We have plenty of reason to suspect that this is way too low. Third quarter U.S. economic growth is already beating expectations. So Trump's first year, these numbers came out just a little while ago, already exceeded expectations. For the first time in a decade, actual economic growth has exceeded maximum potential economic growth. So economists are predicting stronger wage and price increases because the economy is operating beyond its potential. This is great news for the Federal Reserve, which has worried for years about sluggish inflation. Still, even granting all of that, even granting that probably these numbers are off, the tax cuts might exacerbate the deficit, and that's not a good thing. So what can we do about that? President Trump has already signaled what he intends to do.
I know you don't want this welfare reform. Does anybody want welfare reform? And infrastructure. But welfare reform, I see it, and I've talked to people. I know people, they work 3 jobs, and they live next to somebody who doesn't work at all. And the person who's not working at all and has no intention of working at all is making more money and doing better than the person that's working his and her ass off. And it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So we're going to go into welfare reform, unless Billy doesn't want it. Billy, am I okay in saying that I speak for you? He said yes.
Not exactly Reagan-esque diction, but hey, that's okay. We'll take what we can get. Rubio and Ryan, among others, are also saying the same thing. But what does this mean? By welfare reform, Trump, he isn't just talking about Obamacare, Obama phones or whatever. Very often they would say Trump isn't going to deal with entitlements. But what he's doing, he's so brilliant. He's tying entitlement reform, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, which are the main drivers of our national debt and deficits. He's tying that to welfare reform. So the image of the welfare queen and the Obama phone. He's painting a picture of the cause of our economic woes and the cause of our long-term problems that we can digest and get behind. We can picture the problem of welfare. And it's accurate, by the way. It's not a lie. These problems are welfare. Albeit it's welfare that the government has forced us to pay into for years. But it is a welfare system.